Angel Reese versus the Brazilian national team, the Chicago Sky, against that team at LSU. And now we get word from the coach that Angel Reese is going to have a modified role.
Did you catch what's going on with Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky? Coach Tyler Marsh just shook things up by giving Kamilla Cardoso the spotlight, sidelining Reese in the process. Fans outraged, calling it a blatant attempt to sabotage a historic rebounding streak.
It sounds like they're going to pull her out further from the basket, and I wonder how her fans are going to feel about that. If she's further away from the basket, that doesn't mean there's going to be a lot of, or as many, I would believe, offensive rebound opportunities for one Angel Reese.
Angel still hasn't returned to training camp since the news broke. The queen of double-doubles is now being asked to focus on mid-range shots, despite hitting just 39.1% from the field. It's a major twist in what's been a skyrocketing career. So, is this a smart strategic pivot for the team, or is someone out to derail Reese's rise? Let's dig into what's really going on.
The Chicago Sky's offense will no longer run through Kennedy Carter. Carter averaged 17.4 points per game in 2024, leading the Sky in scoring. Interesting. It should lead straight through, I believe she's 6'6"? Kamilla Cardoso down in the paint. That's who it should lead through. That's who it better lead through.
Just days ahead of the Chicago Sky's exhibition game against Brazil's women's team at LSU, Coach Tyler Marsh made a shocking announcement that's sending shockwaves through the WNBA. He's completely redefined Angel Reese's role on the team, and fans are in an uproar. It's a dramatic shift in how one of the league's brightest stars is now expected to play.
And new head coach Tyler Marsh is busy installing a different vision for Chicago's offense. The Sky plan to use second-year power forward Angel Reese much differently than how she was deployed in her rookie season.
Angel Reese made her name by owning the boards game after game. Those double-doubles became her signature. Her dominance at LSU translated seamlessly into the WNBA. Who could forget that game against Indiana, where she grabbed 19 rebounds in just her second pro outing? That's the kind of performance that turned her into a fan favorite and a rising star.
If she's not as close to the basket on offense, which she shouldn't, it should clear out the paint and underneath the basket for Kamilla to be able to rebound. And we know she can hit layups. We've seen them. We've seen them over and over. I've seen plenty of videos.
But then came the curveball. The Chicago Sky want to overhaul Angel Reese's entire game. They are pushing her to leave the paint, her comfort zone, and focus on mid-range jumpers. It's like asking LeBron to ditch his drives and become a perimeter shooter. The Sky are essentially telling their rebounding powerhouse to trade in dominance under the basket for finesse further out. The catch? Reese has a slow shooting release. Sure, she might adapt, but it won't happen overnight, and the clock is already ticking.
The Chicago Sky want her to take mid-range jumpers. Okay. However, Marsh wants her to add more versatility to her shot selection by hitting mid-range jumpers 10 to 15 feet from the basket. She's working on being able to shoot off dribble, and when the play call is for a catch and shoot. Yeah, but what does that mean? Because she's... look, we've all seen videos of her practicing. She's got a very, very slow as SERP release out there. So that should be interesting against anybody that's got any kind of a wingspan.
And here's where the real issue starts. Angel Reese isn't a shooter. She's hitting just 39.1% from the field right now, which doesn't exactly scream mid-range threat. If anything, those numbers point to sticking with what made her a star in college: putbacks, hustle plays, and close-range buckets. So why take a player already battling shooting inefficiency and push her to shoot from even further out?
And they want her to shoot more mid-range. This should be very, very interesting.
Meanwhile, Kamilla Cardoso is being handed the prime real estate under the basket, the very spot where Angel Reese built her name. That's where Reese grabbed boards, made highlight reels, and became a marketing powerhouse. Now, Cardoso is stepping into the role that sold jerseys and defined Reese's rise.
And I think Angel's really good. I think she's really good, and I just think the team would be better if, they anchored their defense around the elite defensive player, and kind of ran their offense, maybe not through Kamilla because she's not going to pass it, but run their offense to the elite finisher.
Angel still hasn't reported to training camp since learning about her new role, and that speaks volumes. While many players might view a role change as an opportunity to evolve, Angel seems to be taking it as a personal slight. Being asked to grow your game and choosing to step away instead doesn't exactly reflect a team-first mentality.
Per Julie Poe of the Chicago Sun-Times, Reese has yet to post up at training camp as she learns a new role for the offense. Oh, this should be very interesting. Quote, for Reese, that means adapting to a modified role that will tap into her full potential as a stretch four.
Let's be real, Angel Reese isn't being told to abandon her strengths. She's being asked to develop new ones. But instead of embracing the challenge, she's pushing back. Why? Because the reality is, she can't shoot. That 39.1% field goal percentage says it all. For a player who thrives in the paint, that number is surprisingly low.
Mabry comes up with the board. Long pass, perfect to Reese. She was unable to get it in. And they play some beautiful basketball. Again, no Brianna Stewart today. Chicago's missed 7.
This isn't sabotage, it's strategy. The Sky are trying to evolve. They need players who can stretch the floor and make smarter offensive decisions. But Angel's game is still largely one-dimensional. Rebound, put it back up, repeat. When that doesn't work, she struggles. She's not being set up to fail. She's being asked to expand her game. And so far, she's resisting the growth.
If she's not as close to the basket on offense, which she shouldn't, it should clear out the paint and underneath the basket for Kamilla to be able to rebound. And we know she can hit layups. We've seen them. We've seen them over and over. I've seen plenty of videos of her hitting plenty of layups. That could be better for the offense.
The real question now isn't whether the coaching staff is trying to dim Angel Reese's spotlight, it's whether she ever had the full skill set to keep it shining. This shift makes basketball sense. The Sky are trying to evolve. They need players who can space the floor and make smarter offensive choices, but Angel's game has been one-dimensional. Rebounding, put it back up, repeat. When that doesn't work, she struggles. The coaching staff isn't setting her up to fail. They're asking her to grow. And so far, she's resisting. The timing of this move raises eyebrows. Why push Kamilla Cardoso to the forefront now? Just days after facing Brazil, the Brazilian rookie is suddenly treated like a star. It's no coincidence. This move makes both basketball and marketing sense. Cardoso is already being praised as a strong finisher in the WNBA, and it's not just hype. While she's still developing, her size, poise, and international experience give her an edge that Angel doesn't have. When you compare them side by side, the gap is clear. Angel brings hustle and rebounding, but beyond that, her offensive game is limited. Her shot mechanics are slow, and with a 39.1% field goal percentage, mostly from the rim, she's far from efficient. In an offense built around posting up, that's a serious problem. Defenses know she won't shoot from mid-range, and they're collapsing on her. Meanwhile, Cardoso offers better spacing, a smoother touch around the rim, and real potential for growth. This isn't about politics, it's about progress. Tyler Marsh is making a bold coaching decision. But perhaps it's exactly what the Sky need, not just a media darling who can't shoot, but a complete player who can finish strong and evolve with a modern game. The story isn't over, though. Angel Reese's fans are in full force on social media, convinced there's a conspiracy against her. They believe the Sky are deliberately trying to tear down everything she's built to hand it all to Kamilla. So, what's really going on? Angel hasn't reported to training camp since hearing about her new role, and her silence speaks volumes. Fans see it as proof that even she feels betrayed by the coaching staff decision. Would you show up to work if your boss suddenly told you to completely change how you do your job? Things are getting even more heated. Fans are calling for Angel to demand a trade, suggesting she should find a team that truly values her. The comment sections are filled with messages like they don't deserve you, Angel, and time to find a coach who lets you be you. But let's be honest, the real issue here is her double-doubles. Those were her trademark, her marketable identity. If she's forced to shoot mid-range jumpers while Cardoso gets all the rebounds, those double-doubles disappear, and so does a huge part of what made Angel special. What's happening with Angel Reese in the Chicago Sky goes deeper than basketball. It's about power. Who gets to control the WNBA's new stars? The team wants her to become a stretch four, taking off-ball cuts and shooting mid-range jumpers 10 to 15 feet from a basket. But is that really the best move for her career? I'm also noticing something troubling. Many WNBA fans don't actually watch the game. It's wild seeing takes from people who don't follow the sport getting amplified. And the worst part? Tyler Marsh hasn't even commented on this situation. The focus has been on what Kamilla needs to work on offensively, and a journalist even wrote an article about Angel's struggles. Angel's situation reveals the hidden dynamics of the league. Whether she fights for her original role or requests a trade, it shows how quickly a team can reshape a player's trajectory, even when she's breaking records. The outcome will tell us a lot about how the WNBA operates. What do you think Angel should do next?